Hi friends, welcome back, and this is Nook. So today I am going to be making something that I have made before, but as I get different gadgets and do different things, I want to try to make them a different way. Now I know I did make this in the Instant Pot, which technically is the RIO. I know I was talking to Bob earlier, and I asked him, because he also has the RIO and he also has the combi, what did he think that might work better, and he suggested probably the combi. So I'm going to go ahead and try it that way. Now, what I have is some meat that we have pre-frozen, so that's going to go in here. And then these are some peppers from my garden, and I just have some onions. There is some onions actually in the peppers, but not as much as I would like it to be. So today we're going to be doing some pepper steak actually in the RIO. I have the RIO turned on for saute. It hasn't said hot or ready yet. So I'm just waiting for a couple seconds, but I can go ahead and start to put this in here and get this ready to go. So hopefully I won't lose you. That's why we didn't have a video yesterday. Most of my voice was gone, and I don't know how to voice over yet. I have to learn how to do that. So I'm going to bring it down here. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the pan to go ahead and get that going. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the 2 cans, because this is quite a bit of peppers, or the 2 packages. This is still just a little bit frozen, but it's not going to take that long to go ahead and thaw out. Now you can see this said ready there on the RIO here, so that makes it nice. And then so what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and cook this up for a few minutes. I'm not going to bore you while this is actually cooking. And then there's a sauce that's going to go over this. And what's going to happen is that I will, after this is sauteed, and that's one thing I like about the RIO too, is you can saute here. It's got like a bigger pan. So I'll bring it back when I'm ready to add the sauce, so we can go ahead and get this started here. Alright, so I have my beef bouillon here. I'm going to go ahead and put the 1/4 cup of soy sauce in there. And I'm just going to kind of like eyeball this. They say a half a teaspoon of garlic. Half a teaspoon of ground ginger. I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze some of that in there. And then half a teaspoon of some garlic. I like garlic, so I'm putting a little bit more in there. And then it's going to be 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I'm using my homemade brown sugar. And there is a video actually on this brown sugar, by the way. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a little bit of pepper. And a little bit of salt. And that's it for this sauce. Now, because this has actually been cooking for a little bit, and I'll raise up before I throw in the sauce. Because it's been cooking, and anybody who's cooked with an Instant Pot knows that you will see the beef in here. It has left some like little bits in the bottom. And anyone knows that's cooked with an Instant Pot knows that you will get that burn notice if things are stuck to the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a little bit more of a whirl. I'm just going to pour in just a little bit and work on getting those bits loose, so I won't get the burn notice while I'm cooking this meat for the other 10 minutes. I know Robert was asking, because this is not the best cut of meat. However, it works very well, especially, you have it in the smaller pieces like we do for the Instant Pot, and this will come like right up. Now, you can, I know you probably can't see in here. I don't know for sure if I raised you up just a little bit more. That the little tidbits are gone, okay? So what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and pour in the rest of this mixture. Get that all out of there. And give this a stir. And then what's going to happen is, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the saute part. So hit the cancel. And then go ahead and get the lid. Now this is going to take a couple minutes to come up, but it shouldn't take as long because the pot's already hot. So I'm going to go ahead and pressure cook and bring this up to 10 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And what's going to happen is, mine has like this little button here that kind of releases and non-releases. It stays in the not the unreleased one, but the one that you do. The pin's going to come up here, and that's going to start like the 10 minutes. And then the pin will come down. It won't come down, I'll do it automatically. And then I'll release it and I'll show you all that. And we'll show you the next steps. Okay, so this is done. So what I'm going to be doing, go ahead and release the steam. Like I said, going forth is going to be releasing the steam. And what I'm going to do, because these are still a little bit frozen too, is I'll be putting these in here to cook. I have the red ones that have a little bit of extra red. And I have my chopped. Now obviously, most people would use sliced, but I'm a firm thing on use what you have in the house. Don't go out and buy things for a meal if you have things a certain way. Maybe that's the wrong way of thinking, but that's the way I think, so. Doesn't take that long to really come down. You could hear that just drop. Now anytime obviously when you're working with an Instapot or a pan or anything, always open the lid away from you. So that way you're not going to get burnt. And there's nothing worse than getting burnt by what food you're trying to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and give that one more stir, and as you can see, I did not get the burn notice, and make sure I scrape along the bottom so while it's re-warming back up for the second part, that I also will not get the burn notice. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in the red peppers. Alright. Throw in the mixed onions. That's going to be, this is onions, green and red peppers. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw in about half a bag of onions, because, you know, the girl likes her onions. So go ahead and give this up a little bit of a stir. And that's one thing I really like about this RIO. It seems like every time I cook in this, I feel like I'm cooking in my big, like 12-inch fry pan for the stove, which is, I know it's not funny or anything, but that's just the way I feel about it here. Alright. Then, what's going to happen, I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. You sometimes have to push down because what happens is it actually still has some of the pressure from before. So let me go ahead and put this in the trash over here. And then I don't know for sure if this will go on for the 0. I've not used this only once before. So what I'm going to do is hit pressure cook. Well, hit cancel for the first time. Pressure cook. And see if this will go down to 0. Now 0, I know it sounds kind of funny, but that is actually cooking things at 0. So what's going to happen is this is going to come back up to pressure. Everything's going to come back up. And what's going to happen is during that minute, it's going to actually be cooking the vegetables, and then I'll get the thickener around for that, and we'll get dinner around. Alright, so I just released the steam again. Go ahead and reopen it up away from you again. I don't know for sure if you can see that, but that is looking quite yummy. So anyways, I have my cornstarch slurry here. Go ahead and we will mix that in there to thicken up everything. This looks really good. It smells absolutely amazing, honestly. So because that's hot, I'm going to go ahead and I just let this set for about a minute or so. It's going to thicken that right up. And we'll go ahead and get this spooned up and ready to eat here. I have some rice left over from yesterday's dinner, so that's what we're going to go ahead and use. Yeah, that thickened up really nice. So, I don't know for sure if you can see that because it's kind of steamy. But this is one of the quickest, easiest ways to do pepper steak. Now, obviously, like I said, it makes a difference if you actually, have your stuff sliced. So I had everything diced. So this is what it looks like. You'll have to let me know if you've made anything like this before. And if you had, did it turn out for you also? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you very much for stopping by. You have a very blessed and wonderful day.